What's up, me Raandigars? We're back with another Persona 4 remake video. Yeah, I should say that. So, I made a post. I wrote, "Are you excited about Persona 4 remake, rewind, rerun, Yosuke 2?" This is a bit. Give me your thoughts on the comments in the in the comments below, and I'll make a video on it. Dude, what the hell was I writing? Was I on drugs? Got this art on Reddit made by Jackie Sorf. I haven't asked permission for this art. If you are the owner, you can comment me and I'll remove it. I saw this art on Reddit. I just wrote in Google Persona 4 and then I found a Reddit post. I was like, yeah, there's birds chirping in the background. Like, you know what? Let's just get into it. I wanted your thoughts. Pretty good art. Shout out to Jackie Sorf. Let's go. So 8 comments. Again, you blew it out of the park here, so appreciate it. So Captain M27 says, oh, it's a big one. Nice. I want them to handcraft the dungeons like P5 for more interesting level design and puzzles. I do agree with that. I've seen a lot of people not like the P5 dungeon design because it's very complex. But here's the thing I want to add. P4's dungeons can be built like that because we do have a framework of how they will look. If you... Spoilers for P5. I won't get too deep into it. But there's a dungeon whose character is similar to all the P4 characters. I won't name them. I'll just tell the number of, like, at what number is that dungeon. So, let's just remove the prologue. So, we have, let me just, you know what? I'm not even just going to number it. At the pyramid. The pyramid dungeon in Persona 5 is very, like, similar to P4. Using that format and framework, they can actually design all the P4 dungeons because of how they are. And one more thing I do want to add is that I would want, like, we enter the floor and we hear, like, the shadows talking, feel like that. Just put that at the, like, top right corner. Like, when you enter the floor and, like, the shadows are communicating with you, talking with you, and, like, your characters are interacting with the shadows. Like, the words of the shadows. Not interacting, but they're, like, commenting on the words of the shadows and stuff like that. The other things could be, like, that level design and puzzles could lead out to knowing more about the characters. I don't think they'll add cutscenes, but like if they want, they could just add more cutscenes. Like, let's take Yukiko's example. In the animation, there was a cutscene with her bird, parakeet, whatever it was. That ran away, and then she felt like, oh, she's even more free than me. Stuff like that. So they can add stuff like that. I doubt they would, but they can. The baton pass will surely be added. Yeah, this is a much needed thing, I feel like, because that is one thing I just... When I play Golden, I love the game. I think it's aged phenomenally. But that one feature I do need. But I hope they learn from P3R and try to balance the game more. P3R... Like, if you play the answer, it's well balanced. But the reload base is terrible. Like, it's too easy. The game just feels too easy. So I feel like they will balance this because a lot of people complained about that. Balance the shuffle time, but not change this idea. It was already fun in Golden. I think they should just keep it the same. I guess balance and... The one thing I have heard that a lot of people say that they don't like Golden is because you can get buffs. Like, you can be, like, end game early on. Which I can understand to be a concern. Because, what is it? In 4 hours in Yukiko's dungeon, you can, like, give Izanagi all 99 stats and, like, the severe and heavy hitting damage dealers and stuff like that with the magician art kind of stuff, shuffle time, which like takes the skill to the next level. Yeah, but for me, a good game design is they could increase that from 4 hours to it could be like 6 and 7 hours or 10 hours. But for me, a good game design is if you play it normally, you can end the game, but it will take you a bit of a struggle. But if you put more time into it, more effort into it, they reward you. I feel like that is a good way to... But I can understand people's frustrations, like, oh, there are people out there that know tech, and, like, now the Izanagi is, like, level 99. So I understand that. Keep the same social link system from Golden or add on it, because in my opinion, the best with having different storylines for the same... Oh, yeah. 100% Arcana. And the night wasn't lacking of activities, because after you finish the night, social links you fast in day links by talking to... Yeah, the nights were fun. One thing I will add, it was a pain, like... to even if you meet them at the night, like it was a pain overall to just increase their like social link stats to reach the next rank, because you need to talk with them a lot of times. That was a pain. Like, you know how it's like this social link will not grow stronger anytime soon or stuff like that. Will not grow stronger, and you have to hang out with them like a mini Noakes cutscene, and then it will say it will grow stronger soon. You can also do that at night. I know that the shrine at night opens up if you complete a social link or do some things. I haven't done that, but I've heard, like, to me, P4, that was a mess in P4 because it took a long time. To me, the main concern for social links is that at the end of the day, they are side content. If you're a new player, or if you're playing Persona for the first time, or if you're going to Persona 4 blind, if you're playing Persona 4 for the first time, or like Golden, the problem is, this is the same issue with Royal. 3 does not have this issue because the additional story is separate. The main concern is, a lot of people just do not know that some social links actually progress more or add more to the story. And the game does not do a good job of telling you which social links they are. Like, it's like, the reason I'm gonna, like, pull out this video's comments. I made this video, and I've been mentioning this for years to my friend, like, when I discuss with my friends, even on this channel. Like, just make linked episodes. Like, when they made linked episodes, like, prior to that, I was like, they should do something else. But now that they have linked episodes, I still say, like, linked episodes. Just add a big pop-up in linked episodes, like, do these, important for stories, adds more content. I like make Murray, Adachi, and like when we get 2030, Persona 5 Remake, Royal Remake, like Kasumi, Akechi, Maruki could be linked episodes. So that the people that are playing knows, oh yeah, these are important. So yeah. Yeah, man. Make the clues that you give to Teddy more interesting than just finding you. Yeah, like adding investigation dialogue choices. True. I never liked that. I just opened my... I always used to think, man, these are not possible to do without, like, the internet. And I was like, I only did the kanji one, and then I just used the internet. My brother, though, he did all of them without using the internet. I was like, what the hell? How do you do that? So, my brother liked them, but like, I do agree. They could add more investigative stuff. Keep the voice cast and singer the same before... I mean, I think the singer is the same before a split happens in the player base again about who's better. I mean... Dude, people will be mad regardless for different things, man. But this is something I feel like, sure. But one thing I do want is Yosuke's voice actor could be Alex Lee. Because the fun thing about Yosuke's voice actor was when you give him the Junpei outfit, he poses like Junpei and like says, who's the man? But like it's Yuri Lowenthal, the old voice actor of Makoto from P3. So, like, that could be fun if they do that again. Like, give Alex Lee the voice of Yosuke. I don't know. Add cutscenes to characters obtaining their persona like P5. It couldn't work with PTR since most of the Vikings happen off screen, but it can work with... Yeah, they can do that. They do add a mini cutscene in P3R when they first awaken their personas, but I always want this because these are, like, pretty cutscenes. I doubt they'll do this, but this one... Like, out of all this, like, this one is my favorite. Like... A lot of people don't like the format of P5 dungeons. I love it. Siva Belusi said, I am excited for the remake. Hell yeah! I haven't played P4 P4G, so I will start P4. Honestly, now I'm just, like, skeptical. Should I continue my P4 run? Because now, like, you can get views out of it because P4 is the hotness right now. Or should I wait for the remake? Because the only reason I'm doing a P4 run on the channel and the PS2 one is because I want to get the social links out of the way when I, in the future, make a social link list and all. Like, ranking all the Persona games and ranking all the social links. If P4R is going to release earlier than P6, then I hope P4R releases this year at fall and P6 releases next year doing Persona's 30th anniversary. I hope the name is either Reboot or Rewind since those two names are though... You know what would be funny if it's just not even like a it's like Persona 4 2. I don't know. Like something wacky and people will get mad. Like, come on, Atlus, what the hell are you doing? But I feel like it's gonna be something like that because Atlus is aware of the community. Ash... Oh, okay. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name. Ashton Fake Games and Blocks 259 says, in my opinion, it should be called Persona 4 Reshuffle. I hope it's just good or better than or for original Golden. Okay, this says I do want to add. I know what will happen. This game would release. People will look at the sunny, like, modern-esque Persona style. They'll look at it. And then they'll be like, oh my god, Golden is amazing. And they'll download the fog mod. Like, right now, this is my biggest complaint with the P3 community. Is that what they'll do is they'll, they'll defend Persona 3 Fest and say Reload sucks. And what they'll do is just add the party control mods and be like, yeah, this game is amazing. Well, that wasn't the original game. The original game made you use the tactics menu. I love that menu. I loved it. But I know people hated that menu. People use mods to justify like older games. I know what will happen. P4 is gonna come out. Maybe it might not have that much fog. It's gonna have like a new setting with the modern Persona style, with some yellowish here and there, stuff like that. I don't think it will have that, but like modern Persona style. People will take out, yoink the golden fog mod and be like, hey, look, golden is better. When people have the same like criticism with golden, I think it could, like, we'll see. I think it will be better. Nah, yeah, Zen, he's a friend of mine. Let's just ignore him. Now, see, yeah, it says now. He needs it now. Yeah, he's a friend. I just hope they let me kiss yours. This I don't know, actually. Will they do that? Personally, I don't think they would. But we never know. Because they added stuff for Ryuji in Reload. So, I don't know. Because it was a deleted scene in the golden version. Or like in the full version. This I just can't give you like, hey, I'm a Muslim. I always say that. So like, me personally, I'm your enemy. But like, yeah. I called this game Persona 4 Reinvestigated. And most likely the game will be like its Japanese art. Wait, give me a moment. Alright, I actually was like searching Google to find a Japanese cover art. I couldn't. So I searched both PS2 and Golden. So I'm going to play the Switch version of Golden and call it Remake with the downgraded graphics for the Switch. Okay, not the DZT guy. By the way, FMC, so you're here, man. So I don't mind. Like, if you're gonna, because here's the thing. When it comes to Persona 3, a lot of people I've seen say, oh, I'm just gonna play Fist or Portable and it's gonna feel like Reload. And here's the thing. Even right now, and even like back then, Persona 3 did not have a proper, like, saying like I'm gonna play 3 or Portable. Like, sure, you can say I'm gonna play Fist with the party mods, but like, let's just remove mods from the equation. Playing both of them and then playing Reload were a separate experience. But because I feel like Golden has aged better, the experience will be enhanced with the remake. But like, you can make the argument that like I prefer Golden, but like I wouldn't say that. The only issue I have with Golden is like shift mechanic. I do need that, the baton pass, the shift mechanic, like where you can like hit a weakness and change like party members like on the fly to whom you're controlling the battle. But like, yeah, and hey, not DZT guy, I do believe it will also be on Switch too. So like, hey, like, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Now, this is one thing I wanted to talk about. This is not yeah, here we go. Benzi Ben says, now this is satire, I do know, I think. Nothing, we don't need more remakes, just give us Persona 6 or 5 too. This is one thing I'm seeing a lot of people say, which I disagree with. A lot of people out there saying that, oh my god, Atlus, you're making so many remakes, just stop. And I don't think Benzi Benz is saying that, but I've seen a lot of people like, okay, that just hit, not hurt. But I've seen a lot of people just openly like discuss this and say, we don't need, Persona 4 doesn't remake and we don't need it. First of all, this is a PS2 game. I know people are going to say, well, Golden exists. A lot of people say Golden is a remake. I'm going to say, I make fun of that, like, the Persona series I make, like, played with, that was made by Splurgy. And I call it Persona 4 Demake. Do you guys know why Atlus remade Persona 4 Golden? Let me tell you, you can go search it up. You can call, like, if I'm wrong, you can blatantly say he's a liar. Like, yeah. But the reason it was done is that Persona 4 in the PS2 used a lot of 3D textures, even in the background, like with trees and stuff like that. Vita, the PS Vita, can't handle that many 3D textures. So they had to remake it. And this wasn't just a situation in Persona 4. A lot of games that came out on console, PS3, PS4, and got a Vita release, same thing. The background textures were 2D, while on the console versions, they were 3D. This was a major thing. I believe Digimon World Next Order was also like that. I think Cyber Slot, I think, because I think Cyberslot had a lot of 2D textures in it already. I don't know. But this is the major reason they had to do that. And I feel like when they were doing that, they're just like, hey, yeah, let's just completely rework it, change the art style and stuff. So, like, if the Vita could handle 3D textures, they wouldn't have done anything different. We got in the same PS2 version. And a lot of people will say, well, they remade Persona 1 and 2 for the PSP. And it's like, really? We're taking those arguments? Like, I've seen a lot of people just distaste for remakes because I think Naughty Dog with The Last of Us did it a lot. And I think a lot of companies are now pushing remakes and stuff. Atlus, first of all, Persona games are not, like, Persona 5 fans have not played any of the Persona games. Maybe Reload now. But there are many people who haven't played the older Persona games. A lot of these games, like, they need a new light. Like, even Golden, people care about the graphics. So, this needs a remake. This is actually a PS2 game. I don't care you say, oh, it got a remake in Vita. No, this is a PS2 game. Persona 3 was a PS2 game. Persona 1, sure, PSP. Persona 2, PSP, though PS1 game. All of these need remake. Like, there's a big gap between 4 and 5. So, a lot of people will say, oh, it doesn't need a remake. It does. You can make the argument that even Persona 2 doesn't need a remake because it has a unique art style. I've seen people say that for 4. But, alright, my Raandigars. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, click on the bell. I'll see you guys next time with another Persona Shin Megami Dragon Ball Fairy Tail. Tell me in the comments, are you excited? I am. And if you want more mechanics, like, comment below. If this video gets a lot, I'll react to that. I'm looking to stop recording. Consider subscribing. I'm trying to make this YouTube thing an actual thing. Bye, 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 bye.